Herrera Show. We are in the mobile one today. It took me a little bit longer to come onto this live because I was watching women challenging men to fights. And, well, you can understand I got stuck watching it. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, Robert. Robert's going to be joining here pretty soon since he just called me to tell me to get my butt in gear. Oh, man, it was so funny. Well, it's not really funny, but it was funny. Burden47, how are you? I got my reading glasses here ready in case I got to read some comments. My eyes are very tired. I just got done telling Robert. There you are, brother. I just got done telling Robert. Oh! Friday, late night live. It was banging, but after I finished with you guys last night, I don't remember what time it was. It was past midnight for me. I know that for sure. But I decided to go watch a couple of movies. Hey, Jewel, how are you? And I watched a couple. Well, the second movie, I think I stopped at like maybe 30 minutes before. So it was like 4 hours watching movies. I haven't done that for a very long time. I just stopped listening to news for a little bit. And then I went to sleep right at sunrise. And then I got up at 10 in the morning. So I'm not sure how much time I actually got to sleep. I can't help it. Good news is, I found an old bottle of water in my car. So now I'll have something to drink. I forgot to bring something to drink. And earlier today, I made a short because I went to McDonald's with my Make America Great hat again. And it was a bunch of Mexicans. There was some black people in there. And they all looked at me, and none of them gave me a bad look. Now, I uploaded the video as a short, but then I deleted it because the fan on the car was on, and it was just too loud, too noisy. It wasn't fun. So I deleted it. Maybe I'll upload it again, or I'll just record it again. But anyways, I got stuck watching women challenging men to fights, and I got stuck watching women getting their ass handed to them. A lot of fighters pull back their punches a lot, or at least for a while, until they didn't. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you something. Hey, family dude, how are you? My daughter, well, all my daughters are really strong, to be honest. But if they were to box against a guy their weight and their height or whatever, I think they would just get beat up. You know, my daughter can probably beat up a lot of men, but that's because they're just weaker men, you know. And not to say that, you know, it's bad if you're not as strong as the next. There's a lot of men that are way stronger than I am, and that's okay, you know. But sometimes, you know, people get so sensitive and delicate, and they get offended so easy. They don't get it. But good morning, LA. Yes, I am Latinos. I've been told I look Mexican. Cat Sorcery, we are doing great. Yes, we are still MAGA. Make America Great is not about Trump, my friend. It's about the United States of America being great again. It doesn't say make Trump great again. It says make America great. And as a patriot and as an American citizen, I think it sounds fantastic. Somebody tried to leave a comment on one of my videos and said, do you know what that means in Italian? Do you know what it means on this language? And I said, I don't give a shit. My initials are American. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see what else we got in here. I got my glasses on because when I get tired, my eyes don't focus as good. Respect, you are still at it, bro. Support 100. Reaper, man, you know we got to do what we got to do. LA, that's right. I am a Latino. I don't understand why you think I'm a clown, but to each his own. Of course, he's talking about trans culture, war, beast too. Trans, you know what? You can call yourself what you want, but there's only two genders. You cannot be a woman if you are a male. It just doesn't work. Besides, listen, I know that you probably don't believe in God, you're not religious, and that's okay. You want to ruin your life with those stupid beliefs? By all means, you can do that to yourself. But I'm going to tell you something. Once you go that way, there is some things that you will not be able to change back, if you know what I'm saying. So good luck to you if you support people doing that. Let's see. It's not Trump. It's not. I love Trump. Don't get me wrong. I love Trump 100%. And yes, this hat was made in China, just before you ask. Yeah, okay. Well, hey, Kat, listen. I don't know if you ever seen the introduction to my channel, but anybody that comes into this live, guys, listen, I know that a lot of you are really some serious people. You're trying to get some information out there. Some of you want to be supported, but I'm going to say this, guys. You don't have to respect us. You don't have to respect President Trump. But I'm going to tell you a very hard, cold truth. You also don't have to disrespect us. That's just common sense, isn't it? If I go to your channel, to your leftist channel, I just wouldn't do that. I'll drop a fact, but I won't sit there and insult the host, unless the host starts insulting me directly. If the host starts insulting MAGA, I don't give a shit. It's not me. But if they do call me out directly, yeah, I will tear them apart. Bear75, one of your mods kicked me off because I mentioned the fact that the leader of Latinos for Trump was deported a couple of weeks ago. I don't know why you got kicked. My mod do get sensitive. I don't know why you got kicked. That's hella funny. You know what? I don't pretend to be an American. I am an American. And if somebody's pretending to be American, thinking that they're not going to get deported if they're illegal, they got another thing coming. And they will get deported. So, yeah, I'm assuming that only people that are legal in this country and have, no problems with the law are the ones that support President Trump. Everybody else is a criminal. They're illegal, or they have illegal family members or friends, and they're sympathizers. So they're not loyal to the United States of America, and I think that's what the biggest problem is. Let's see. Let's call ICE on this guy. I wish you would. Go ahead and call ICE. The only reason why I don't call ICE on myself is because I don't want to waste their time so that I can take a selfie with them. I'd rather them do their job. I love ICE. I support ICE. You know what I find? That the only people that argue with me are criminals and illegals. Did you know that the protest yesterday, right? The May protest in New York. Did you know that it was actually financed, or what do you call that? Yeah, I guess it was financed by a communist organization, more specifically from China. And listen, if you are one of them, you know what you're doing, right? But for the rest of the Americans, if you are here with me, let me just tell you, the Chinese Communist Party, they are paying protesters. Listen to me. They are paying protesters, and they are paying them to support Muslims. Muslims who are not compatible with our Western civilization. And the reason why they have them do that, they support this protest here, is because it makes the United States of America look bad. But I'm telling you, my patriots, China, it's very much involved with the protests in this country. Can you send me a link when you have seen people in China protesting to free Palestine? I don't think I've seen a video. I haven't noticed. if you can, if you have seen a video and you got a link, by all means, please send me the link where it shows Ruben says I'm Hispanic and I am with you. That's right, man. You know why we're together, Ruben? Because we know that we need to secure the borders in this country. Otherwise, we're just going to turn this country into the country that we came from. And that's not what we want. That's why, mira, make America great again. We got to keep fighting for it. But, you know, my point is that you have to understand there is a lot of emotional weakness amongst the people. And unfortunately, it causes many of us to carry the burden of putting up with that BS drama. Think about this. Why is it that nobody on the left, let me see. Oh, guys, just so you know, I think the, what is up in the face of the Jewish people who were saved from the terrorist World War II? I think that there was, I think my chat is strict, okay, just so you know, so be good with your sentences. But my point is, you know, that they're trying to make us fight each other. There's a lot, you know, I don't know how much you guys know about history, but Saulo, if you're an illegal immigrant, bro, don't get mad at me. Don't come into our American channel and become a jackass. This is exactly what I'm telling you guys. Do not let illegal immigrants or foreigners who want to destroy our country telling us how to run our country, who to defend, and what to fight for. Magic Man, how are you, man? Good afternoon, brother. I'm going to say this. I am not, Jason Beatrice, let them dig their own grave. You know, I am not going to use the excuse that I am Hispanic to be a criminal or to break the law. I am here to show Americans that Hispanics that become Americans, we are also good people. So if you ask me, I believe that I am making Hispanics look good to the American people. We want to protect this country. We want to honor it. If we don't serve in the military, unless it's mandatory by the government, if we don't serve in the military, the least that we can do is support those who can and do serve in the military. And so, you know, I that's the kind of guy that I am. I'm a realist. I am very optimistic, but I also fight myself with negativity. I don't like to just listen to a comment and then just, you know, go with it. If it is a comment that's going to make that has to be a big decision to make, that is complicated, I have to rationalize it. I have to analyze. I have to use some critical thinking so that I can make a decision on that particular statement or comment. Now, with that being said, I want to make the point very clear. We do not want communists in this country. If you're too young or you're old, but you don't remember what communists tried to do to this country, if you don't know history about communists, I suggest you go and learn. We even passed an act against communists. We don't want them in this country. Communist China, this is the biggest involvement that I know of, supports financially and with fake protesters the communists that are trying to infiltrate our country. See, China realized during the Biden administration, and don't get it twisted, President Xi and his his staff always laughed at Biden. They looked at him like, look at this weak old man. And that's the way they looked at the American people. But they fucked up. We're better than that. We're not cowards the way they think. Your little martial arts and all these other cultural things that you have over there, you have another thing coming. You think that because we're Christians, You think we're just going to sit there and let you kill us and take us out? I don't think so, homie. As a matter of fact, the Bible is very clear. When we are warred on, God is on our side and he fights with us, and we will destroy our enemies. Period. No matter where they lay, we will take out our enemies and we will be victorious. So don't get it twisted. Don't think that because you're looking at a Christian nation that you're going to take over and destroy it just like that. John Wright. Let me see. There is a lot of things that were given to us as history so that we can learn the mistakes that the past people made before us. And there is also the good news and the teachings of Jesus Christ. Do you know the reason why Jesus Christ in the Bible didn't speak directly to people? He talked in parables. Can somebody tell me on the chat? If you don't know, that's okay. Somebody on the chat tell me, why did Jesus speak in parables to the people? Now, mind you, the disciples asked Jesus Christ and they said, Lord, why do you talk to them in parables? Why don't you talk to them the way you talk to us? So tell me here, let me see if I can find it. John Wright, you're so ignorant. It's okay. Tell me, why did Jesus talk in parables? Yeah, because he wasn't real, you absolute nonsense. No, Blue. You're sad, Blue. Yes, this country was founded under God. That's right. By God. It's a Christian nation. Constitution is based on Christian values, Christian morals. Under God, we are all created equal, meaning God, the creator. That's right. Eat your heart out. Go read the Constitution and you will learn more. Is it true the Pope allowed Muslims in the Vatican? Yes. The Pope actually gave them a private room to pray. That's heresy. I know. The Bible says that's the Antichrist. I am sorry to tell you. I'm sorry. If you listen, there's a lot of Catholics out there that don't support the Pope because they have seen that men are weak and the Pope has believed himself to be Jesus Christ himself. And that is heresy. There's another word for it, but he's not. So he has to be the Antichrist. Yes, but okay, Possum. Okay. Let's take out the name Jesus Christ. Why do you think people spoke in parables? John Wright, you wish. I will eat you for breakfast if you talk about the Bible. I will have you for breakfast, chump. Nancy says, you are one of the inhuman fools. Love is supreme. Stop your nonsense and atheists like you. I don't know who that was too, but sweetheart, you might want to say at. Name the person, but I agree with you. Because the simple-minded could not understand, I'm sure. Only smart get it. No, but you guys are pretty close. The only reason, okay, the main reason why Jesus Christ, or people in general, the wise people always spoke in parables, it's so that we can apply that to every situation in our life. See, it's not meant to be just a direct comment. Like John Wright thinks he's very smart right now, but I'm sorry, Captain, but you can't have, I don't accept racist stuff in here, so you got to go. No Hitler, no swastikas or anything like that, guys. Come on. So John Wright thinks he's very smart, but he's actually very ignorant. And the reason for that is because if you are a parent, you may have done this already. You know, when a kid asks you, Daddy, Where do babies come from, right? You can have a direct approach, right? Or you can talk about the birds and the bees. Just saying. So every time that you hear a parable in the Bible, it can be applied to many things. For example, there's so many parables in the Bible, but there is specific parables that have guided me a lot in my life. Yes, dinosaurs did exist. Correct. Giants existed on this earth. It is biblical. It's in the Bible. It's on the Bible. But here's the thing. You know, when I read a parable, for example, and I'm going to use my own words. For example, the owner of the vineyard, right, of the vineyard, he went out to the town, and he told people, "I need some workers. I'll give you $100. I'll give you $100 if you go work on my fields. Go there." At the 9th hour, he found more people doing nothing. He says, "Hey, you too, go to work. Hey, you too." 12 at 3 p.m. At the last hour of the day, 4 p.m., he yet saw more people not working. And he said, "You too, go and work on my vineyard." When it was 5 p.m., day was over, he decided to go ahead and call everybody in, and he paid the guy that came in at 4 p.m., gave him $100. So did the one at 3, the one at 12, the one at 9. So very naturally and obviously, the guys that were there at 7 o'clock in the morning, for some reason, they expected a bigger pay. And when they only receive $100, $100, they say, "Wait a minute, why do you only give me $100? We've been here since 7 a.m. and you gave the guy that came in at 4 p.m. the same." And the master, the owner of the vineyard, says, "You agreed to work for me for $100 a day, didn't you? So isn't it my money? And can't I do with my money whatever I want and give to whoever I want whatever I want? So take your $100 and go." What I understand from this parable, that is not direct, it's not talking to the Jews, it's not talking to the African people, who, by the way, were the first Christians. It's not talking to anybody else. It's talking to the world of salvation. What are you saying, Dennis? What the hell has this got to do with salvation? Well, the fact is that God is the creator of the universe and everything in it. See, you can be a Christian all of your life, and on your last breath, you sinned, and you give up your salvation. Or you may just have been saved at the last few breaths, last few minutes of your life, but you repented. See, you were able to repent at the last minute, and you ask for forgiveness, and you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. It doesn't matter what you did in your life. Even if you come at the last hour of the day, you too can be saved. And if you are a Christian and you say, "God, well, I've been a Christian since I was 5 years old and I kept your commandments, and why do you accept him when he wasn't a Christian for as long as I have been?" God is just going to say, "Hey, take your salvation and go be quiet. I am God, and I can do whatever I want with my will." So you see, parables are meant to be used in many different circumstances. It could be, maybe, for example, you started your job at $12 an hour. And now, a year later, that minimum wage goes to $13 an hour. And you just got a raise to $13 an hour. And then the person that gets hired at that minimum rate, wages at $13 an hour. And you can say, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've been here a year and I got experience. This guy just got here. Why is he making the same amount of money as me? Well, that's what the job pays. Okay? And if the boss wants to give you a nice raise, fantastic. If they don't and they just give you a fair raise, it is what it is, my friends. That is their money. If you don't like their money, you can go somewhere else and work for somebody else. Or you can be smart and maybe you can sacrifice and become your own business owner and make your own money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Yeah. They want to debate theology? Please. I'll have these guys for breakfast. You know why I say that? Because you don't have faith. And I have faith in God. I fear God. Like I literally said, Father, forgive me. I'm sorry. I am so sorry I did that. I apologize. I'm sorry. Like I'm fearful of God. And the moment that we get distracted, that is the moment that we fail. And so, I get distracted a lot and I fail a lot, but God is good. God is good. Here's something interesting. I was watching CNN and there's this young guy. I don't even know why he's in CNN, but he's a very leftist guy. Well, there you go. That's why he's in CNN. Never mind. I just answered my own question. He's sitting there and I think it's Scott Jennings is giving an example of how bad Tampon Tim is. I think it was Tampon Tim. And then the young man decides to go on the defense and say, no, it wasn't Tampon Tim. It was the Nazi guy. So the young man and the woman, they start defending this Democrat. You guys know who I'm talking about, the guy with the Nazi tattoo on his chest. Well, people can change. And if they show that they change, we can't look at him like that anymore. The most hypocrites on the network. I'm not even going to comment on that 8647. I'm going to ignore it for now because I don't know what the hell you're saying. But you know what? The thing is that they continue to call President Trump a Nazi. Pete Hegseth. For Pete's sakes, they call the Jews Nazis. That's how ridiculous these people are. And the hypocrisy is that, the rules only apply to us, not to them. The law only applies to us, not to them. Think about that. Some of the things that these people say are so ridiculous. Sorry, I was trying to find an article that I have for you. I had an article that I wanted to show you, but let me see what else we got in here. Let's see. So Gospel Gunner says, I was a huge Trump supporter until the files. Well, they got to you with that bullshit, didn't they? Don't you agree he should be on redacting the names? Well, I've been saying this for many, many months. Everything should be redacted, but the problem is that there is innocent people that they're trying to protect. And as long as there is something to avoid releasing everything from the files, they're always going to have that tool to make Republicans or those Democrats who support President Trump, they're always going to have that on their sleeves to throw at the people to hate President Trump. So if you're not a Trumpster because of the files, you are very gullible, and you're falling for it. Don't fall for their lies. Don't fall for the smoke screen. Listen, the smoke screen. Don't listen. I talk to so many people on the left. The people have come into my channel and attacked me so many times, and that's okay. I have learned so much from all of these leftist people, and I came to find most of them are illegal immigrants. They are not in this country, or they are very gullible Americans that have been tricked into hating Trump. Most people, when you tell them, why do you hate Trump? He's a pedophile. Prove it. They can't prove it. They can't prove it. And, you know, and then everybody that says, oh, you're lying. Okay, where? How? They can't prove it. They can't prove it. You have to understand this. You can be lied to by the legacy media. Remember the old smear technique by Nancy Pelosi. What you do is you go and create a lie about your opponent, and then you leak it to the media. CNN, ABC, PBS, all of these companies were getting financed by taxpayer dollars. Democrats have always been for it. Okay? CNN and all these other leftist networks would lie for Democrats. Okay? They will lie for them. And they convince the people that Trump is a bad guy. We see it. We see it all the time. And so, you know, I go in and I take a listen and I watch all this news on CNN, ABC, and they're always lying. They're always making Trump look like a damn criminal. I remember, if you go through my history, I remember on G7, ABC, it was a black man and somebody else that was in there, were saying what a coward Trump was. Because Trump couldn't stand to be amongst other powerful leaders, that he had to leave the G7 early. Thank you, brother. That he had to leave the G7 early. And what happened? They immediately started smearing him and just lying and saying he's a coward, this and that. And I remember I grabbed that clip and I posted it on my channel, and I said, I'm going to leave this right here for a little bit. I'm going to leave this clip here for a little bit. And then I'm going to come back and visit it. And I said, you don't know what Trump is doing. You think he's running away? I don't think you've been listening to what's been going on. You don't know. I don't think you've been listening to what's going on in Iran. But they called him a coward. And even I myself thought, wait a minute. Why is he showing the B-2 bombers going to Guam? They're going to get ready to stop them. At midnight, they struck that nuclear facility, obliterated, buried everything underneath that mountain. And then I thought, okay, that's why he left the G7 early. And I even went back to the clip and I said, I told you so. So that's what I mean when you're gullible. It's because you don't understand. See, you here's a bad guy. Oh my God, there's a bad guy. When I heard that Eric Swalwell got shagged by the Chinese spy, I thought, well, they got to prove it. They have to prove it. Otherwise, I can't say that it's true. I can make fun of it, but I can't say it's true. But now, here we are. Now we know not only did he shag a Chinese spy, Fang Fang, but he was also assaulting and raping women. That's crazy. Not one credible woman has claimed that Trump did anything to them. The ones that they have mentioned, we already know they're not credible. One of them was the crackhead that lied, and the other one was a porn star. Yeah, okay, I'm going to believe that somebody can rape that. This is a woman that's been doing orgies with multiple men. Please, there is no rape in that. Come on. You gotta be honest. You can't play stupid with me. You act like it's some virgin out there that somebody was saving for marriage. Please. A porn star? Please. There is no defense for a porn star. Yeah, you can say anything you want about me with that. A porn star has no defense. You go and do all these nasty things with all these men and women, and you're going to claim that you felt assaulted, that somebody touched you inappropriately? Shut the hell up. Cutting Edge says they used the Epstein files as a tool. But when Biden was in power, nobody talked about it. They lied every time, and Trump tried to do his best. And let me tell you why they lied about it. They lied about it because Trump has nothing to do with anything that they're saying that he did. They thought that they were just going to put his ass in jail. They thought that they were just going to destroy his political career and that we were just going to bend over and take it. They didn't realize that we were going to make this election so big they couldn't rig it. That's why Trump says, make it too big to rig. Make it too big to rig. And we had Democrats who sided with us and voted for President Trump because they got sick of all the BS from the Democrat administration that we just had. And now we get people in here and says, F Trump. Really? Who's been doing everything for Americans and who's been doing everything for illegal immigrants and our enemies? Think about that. Why is it that socialist Democrats, all these politicians, corrupted politicians, why do you think that they defend China so much? Hey, Les, get the fuck out of my channel and don't come back. Get out of here. I will not put up with your dumbass bullshit today. By the way, this channel is not for 18 years old. There is some explicit talk from yours truly, the host. Don't get it twisted. I am a Christian, but I will tear you apart, fool. I will tear you apart. You weak-ass Americans and illegal immigrants. Thank you for stopping by, but get the hell out of my channel. Anywho, I am talking to the people that want to hear the truth. They really thought that they were going to destroy Trump's political career. James Comey. Barack Obama even came back and got involved. You know, you got all these Congress Democrats just lying about what they were doing. They were hiding all of their crimes, but no more. All of those crimes are coming out in the open, and we're seeing it one day at a time. Am I pissed off that Trump hasn't done everything that I want? No, because he's done everything that I want. Epstein files, you gotta be a fool to think that Epstein files has anything to do with President Trump. You gotta be a fool to believe that lie yet still. You gotta be a fool to believe that Iran is winning. You gotta be a fool. You don't understand. See, Trump can go and annihilate, desolate this Iranian regime 120%. And probably many innocent people would die. He knows that. He can do it. But he also rather have a deal. We just don't want them to have nuclear weapons. And they got to stop this chanting death to America bullshit. They got to stop. They got to stop. If you want to create a world of peace, you got to take out the bad guys. China is the bad guy, but they already got nukes. So we got to keep it down a couple notches. North Korea, they already got nukes. You got to bring it down a couple notches. You keep an eye on them. You keep an eye on them. But you got to keep it down. Now, Iran doesn't have it yet. And we know that we made a mistake with allowing North Korea to get nukes. So we're not going to make that mistake again. Russia, whether you like it or not, listen, I looked a lot into Putin. And one of the reasons why a lot of Russian people didn't like Putin was because there was a lot of corrupted politicians in his cabinet. And he came in there and he didn't give a shit about anything. And he started firing people and get the hell out of here. You're going to have to fight for your country. You don't get to come over here and lie to the people and do this and do that. So I know that he looked like a really bad guy. Well, he is a bad guy, but you know, they made him look worse than what he is. But in all honesty, he actually cleaned that cabinet that was destroying Russia. You know, I've seen this. I'm not saying the man is perfect. I'm not saying everything he does is right. But whatever he does it for the pride of his people. I get that. But whether they're enemies or ours, they're not saying death to America. And you know what? There was like Brian was. I didn't want to get distracted. But you know what? The point of all of this is they want us to self-destruct. It's easier for them to just pay protesters to go on the street. It's easier for them to infiltrate communists into our nation. I mean, I'm going to tell you that you can tell that the new generation that we have today, sadly, a lot of our older folks, their brain is not the same. Not everybody ages the same. I can tell you, my uncle, Marcelo, we used to call him Uncle Cello. He was 78 years old. The man walked straight. The man was strong. And you felt it when you shook his hand. The man was still swinging an axe flat. 78 years old. At 78 years old, his back was better than my back right now at almost 50. So yeah, I can tell you that people age different. And he was sharp like a motherfucker. My uncle was smart. Interestingly enough, he was actually the best uncle that I had. And he loved me very much. And I loved him. He was a good moral guy. He was a good Christian man. Good husband. Great father. My cousins loved their father. And so I got a lot of respect for that. President Trump is going to be 80 years old. The man has aged differently than most 80-year-olds. The guy is out there. He's still golfing. An ugly ass swing, by the way. I'm sorry, Trump. I love you, but that is one ugly ass swing. And I will tell you this. Even with that ugly ass swing, the guy hits the ball better than I can at my age. So I love Trump. You know, I love older people. There's something about older people. You know, I've always believed, and this was planted in my heart by my grandma and my mother. I've always respected my elders. Now, don't get it twisted, because when I tell the truth, I tell the truth. And I'm to this point to where, like, you know, I also believe that some people have to hear harsh words. For example, this is what I mean by not disrespecting my elders. Oh, thank you for the laughing disco, Coyote. I'm learning how to pay attention to these things, guys. But I'm gonna tell you this: if my neighbor's grandmother told us to stop doing something that we were doing wrong, yes, ma'am, sorry about that. We won't do it again. It won't happen again. That's respect. Now, if I am mowing the lawn at a reasonable hour and I'm doing it to help another elder person, and I get the crazy old neighbor that comes out and starts cussing at me, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ignore them until they come and attack me directly. Then I'm going to let them have it. No, I'm not going to hit them, but I will cuss them out. And so if you think that's being disrespectful, I don't think you understand what that is. Okay? So if somebody's wrong, it doesn't matter if they're my elders. If they are wrong, I'm going to say it. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Now, some people think that I was disrespectful. All right? Some people think that I was disrespectful. I was in the island. And our grandmother, just so that you know, she is my grandmother-in-law. If you're Samoan, man, if you are part of my family, hey, don't tell her anything. But here's an example. She had chest pains. She couldn't breathe, sort of like, you know, maybe she was having a stroke or a heart attack or something. So we rushed her to the hospital. Boom, in the middle of the night, we just jumped in the back of the truck. You know, she sat in the front. Started raining. We were getting soaked up in the middle of the night. This is in Samoa. And we took her to the hospital, and we were outside waiting on the bench. It started to get cold because we got wet, you know. And this whole thing happened, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor said, do not let her smoke. No more smoking. No more smoking. And I thought, you know what? We got to take care of her. We got to take care of her. And so one day, you know, I used to smoke. And so one day I'm sitting out there, and then I see her coming, so I put out my smoke. I don't want to smoke in front of her because I don't want to tempt her to smoke. And she says, let me have a cigarette. And I said, hey, the doctor said you can't smoke. And I said, no. I said, no, I cannot. She got mad at me. Now her grandson, thought I was being disrespectful because I said no to grandma. I said, no, you can't smoke. We're not doing that. I want you to live longer. So they got mad at me and say I was disrespectful. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. So they say no good deed goes unpunished. That is what they say. With that being said, somebody mentioned my ex-president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez. For those, I realize, according to the stats, 70 to 75% of my viewers are brand new viewers to my channel. So do me a favor. If you don't like this content, if you don't like to have conversations like this, you can continue to move on to the next guy that's better than me. But if you do like this content and you do want to support me, I appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe, and consider becoming a member. There's going to be a lot of great benefits if you're becoming a member. And I don't mean like you're going to get money and big prizes, but I'm going to take you places to where subscribers won't be able to see. It will only be members that will be able to watch these things. And if they do, it won't be a live event. I am shooting to have live events so that you can continue to have an interaction with me. For example, if I am at a location and I'm giving you a live streaming of the location, you as a member will be able to ask me if I can show you something. So I give you a 360 of the area. I will have a big zoom lens so that I can show you things closer. And then I will be able to point out things that, whatever you want to see, right? I will do that if you are a member. So right now you're investing in me, and I appreciate you because obviously it helps me to do this, okay? Now, with that being said, somebody mentioned that Juan Orlando Hernandez, see, this is the thing that I'm talking about. People read a headline and they go with it. So the leftists, they said President Juan Orlando Hernandez, the president from Honduras, was a drug lord criminal, which he wasn't. As a matter of fact, he was the opposite. He declared war on them. And they set him up. And just like China, it's paying to bring communism into this country, the Democrats are allowing them to do that. Socialist Democrats are exactly a communist. There's no distinction anymore. Marxist communists, they don't believe in God. It's very clear, very simple. And this is why their movement has momentum. But they got over 20 million plus illegal immigrants to help that movement. They used a communist, they call him a socialist leftist. But we knew that she was a communist. The guy that ran for vice president with her, he was out there like shift to shift. Same book. We have thousands of evidence that he is a drug lord. They didn't have shit. Just like Shifty Shift didn't have anything on the Russia collusion. Did you forget about that, or do you still remember that that was a farce? Russia collusion was a fake. You know that, right? You know that, right? Okay. So, to even prove my point even farther, the president Juan Orlando Hernandez was working with the Biden administration. Working. But see, the Biden administration didn't want Honduras to stop the drugs coming from the cartels, because they are the ones who want those drugs in this country. Ooh, you better wake up. You better pay attention. You better pay attention. They went and threatened the president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez. They went and threatened his family. He said, wait a minute. Nope. I will turn myself in. I will turn myself in, and we are going to the United States court because I'm going to prove that I am innocent. He didn't go say, I am guilty. No. He fought and said he's innocent. Here's the proof they have against him. You ready for this? The proof is from a witness. Guess who this witness was? The witness was a drug dealer who happened to have a handy dandy notebook, and it said very specific, the president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, is picking up a drug, 2 tons of drugs on this date at this time. How convenient is it? The president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, is picking up tons of cocaine on this day and this time. What did you think? They have like a nickname? Wouldn't you think they would just say, hey, Juan Hernandez, Juan Hernandez is going to do this. Just have some nickname. No. It was conveniently said, President of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, is going to pick up. That was the proof. From a drug dealer. For one of the guys supposedly in charge of trafficking these drugs. But it all started from when he was Speaker of the House. See, Juan Orlando Hernandez he's like Trump. He is very, very patriotic. So am I. So am I. But he was very, very patriotic. And they set him up. They set him up, and the people believed it. And even after there was no proof, nothing happened. The setup was done. Forget about it. Just don't talk about it. Nobody's going to remember. Everybody will forget. Well, some people like me don't forget. I don't forget. So I don't become stupid. But of course, there's going to be many criminals that will go into our lives and will come in here and fight us and insult us, even though they have no facts, even though they have no argument, even though they don't know what the hell the truth is. They are headlines, keyboard warriors. They read a headline and they think they know the whole story. But they don't look for it. They don't investigate. They don't try to analyze. Fact. Drug income into the States is over 90% down from when it was with open borders. Fact. President Trump told Nicolas Maduro that he was going to get him out. Nicolas Maduro said, come and get me, you coward. Fact. Nicolas Maduro is in jail today. President Trump says we will destroy every single drug boat that comes to the United States or attempts to come here. Fact. He destroyed dozens of them. That's a fact. Fact. President Trump said he will bring prices down, and he did. And Democrats raised the prices back up with taxes and regulations. That's a fact. President Trump annihilated the nuclear facility. That's a fact. Anything else you want to know? You give me one fact. And I'm not talking about your bullshit. Oh, he's a pedophile. You have no facts. You have no proof. You got nothing. Oh my God, gas prices are up. Trump brought them down. And that's a fact. And Democrats brought it up. With permanent, by the way, taxes. We destroyed the Air Force and the Navy from Iran. That's a fact. Now, if you think that a country whose Navy and Air Force has been destroyed and annihilated is winning, I don't think you know what a fact is or what the truth is, even if it slaps you upside the head. Fact. If you come to this country illegally, you are a felon. Fact. If you work in this country and you have no permission to be in this country or to work, you are committing a felony. Fact. You are a felon if you commit fraud by lying to the government about your status, and that's a fact. Fact. TPS people or asking for asylum are not automatically legal in this country. They got to go to a due process, which Democrats just love. Fact, this is a republic constitution. Sorry, a constitutional republic, not a democracy. Fact. You believe democracy. We voted and put President Trump in power. Fact. And that's not cheating either. What else do we got? President Trump is innocent, for there's no proof that he is guilty on the Epstein files, and that's a fact. Woo! What do we got? My man. What's going on, man? Dang it. California Castle dropped down a fact. Chicken is delicious as well. A fact. Oh, man. What else do we got in here? Who am I missing? Sandra. I think Sandra popped in here somewhere. Sandra says, how are you? My love to you. Lisa. Texas. Jane. I'm going to tell you something, man. We got some freaking powerful, strong women, man, on this channel. And I love it. I love it. You know who doesn't like a strong woman? Somebody. Put it on the chat. Who doesn't love strong women? Let's see. Let's see. You are a strong woman, Lisa. Who doesn't love strong women? Come on. Democrats. That's a pretty general answer, though. Rod Trans says, you look like a pedophile. Yes, like a pedo yourself, he says. I look like it, but I think you probably are. Cool Cat Renee in the house. How are you, my friend? Paul Salsi is here. Paul Salsi, what are you smelling on the chat? Strong trans women I don't like. And well, trans women are not real women. You're in the wrong channel if that's what you thought. Let me see. Feminist men are bizarre. Yes, you will not them anywhere unless you unblock them. Blah blah blah. Better males. That is the answer. But there's a better word. Give it to me. I like a woman who is a good cook. Eric, shut up. That's the easiest thing to say that you love about a woman. Of course we do, man. All Candy's on point. Let me tell you. The only men that don't like strong women are weak men. And as Unc Andy says, Democrats. Oh, boy. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, but it's true. It is true. All right, let me put this in here so I can. Where are you? There we go. I think, yeah. Make sure there's no audio here. There we go. Okay. Guys, we got 160 people on here. Let's get those likes to 100, shall we? Do me a favor and hit that like button, will you? What do we got in here? Bernal showed up. Oh, Bernie is home. I mean, well, he's always just passing through, but Bernie is in the house. How are you, my friend? How's South California treating you, Bernie? I hope business is booming. Adam, how are you? ¿Qué pasa, güey? I had to cuss Adam out the other day. He was mad at me for a few weeks. Good to see you back in here, Adam. Man, you guys came in. I just dropped a bunch of facts. People wanted facts, so we dropped some facts left and right. We were winning too much. Too many facts. Oh man. Well, you know what, Bernie? You got some competition now. There's a couple of Republicans in there that might just take over. So if they do a good job, you might be out of the race, but by then I'm sure you're not going to want to run anyway. If somebody steps up in here, man, in Washington, then I don't have to run. That's the easy response, and then I can really concentrate on doing my multimedia business, and I think it's going to be terrific. But you know, only time will tell. God's will. It's in God's time. So, with that being said, guys, let me get 100 likes on the channel, please. There is Sandra. I knew she was in here somewhere. Surviving is also here. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, listen. I think that I'm still gonna have to run here in 28, but you know, we'll see. It doesn't look like anything is changing. Let me tell you that. Shout out to the women, to the strong women on the right. I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of women from the Democratic side are coming to our channel because they're getting tired of being lied to. Everybody's going to find out the truth one little bit at a time. And I will say this, you know, people on the left, the haters that come in here and try to troll on our channel, came over here and throw in a bunch of blue waves. And well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to be a blue wave at all. I think that it's going to be another red tsunami. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate you. Just subscribe. I love you because you are a true patriot. That's the biggest compliment somebody can make me. Make me feel like a real man. You make me laugh with the way you keep it real. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it real. But the survivor says, but he ended the friendship with him, Kenneth, when he found out how effed up Epstein was. Yeah. Well, some people, for some reason, some people don't know that part. And this is what I say, you know, like people, they just read the headline, but they don't look into the actual story. Do you really want to know what's happening? You got to put in the work, man. And if you don't want to put in the work, just come on down to the Dennis Herrera show because I'll put in the work for you. All right. Let's see. Misty says everybody has to vote in the midterms. If you voted during the last election, you have to vote in the midterms to finish your vote off and complete it. Now, I will say this, man. We have to be really careful, and we got to be able to see who these people are, because you know there is this gay guy. What's his name? He talks a lot about about Christian, about the Bible. What's his name? Somebody help me out. It's I can't think of his name. But you know, he is such an antichrist. You know, he goes in there and says that Jesus was pro-abortion. That is crazy, man. That is crazy that somebody will actually think that way. That is unbelievable. Yeah, Jesus is the only way, my friends. Yeah, I agree with that, Lisa. 100%. All right, somebody want to call? I'll make some time. Talarico, that's the guy. What a moron. So what I say is pay attention to what they say, because listen, if you are a Christian and you read your Bible, you will know that this guy is a devil. He's an antichrist. He is literally taking hundreds of thousands of people to hell with him. And a lot of artists are taking millions of people to hell with them. So we got to do something. We got to fight that back. We can't allow them to just take millions and millions of people to hell. Think about China. They got over 1 billion people. And a very few numbers of Chinese are Christians. The rest of China are all going to hell. That's billions and billions of lives in our history, maybe trillions by now. That's how many people are in hell. It should worry you. It should worry you. Yeah, no, Tellerico is the guy is crazy. I wish I can debate him. I really do. I wish I can debate him. Listen, you have to understand something. I'm a fighter. If somebody just says, "Oh, Dennis, debate me," you're not a challenge. But if I see that somebody is very destructive, but I want to fight that guy. That's the person I want to fight. Somebody who's trying to destroy my country. I'll tell you what, I open up the lines. We'll open up the lines. I'll use my my second account here to put the phone number on there. I'll give you a chance to call in. You say I'm not smart enough, give me a call. 583-1155. There you go. I'm going to pin it on there. I don't see it. I have to wait for it to go through. Why the hell did my number get blocked? Them settings on the chat. Let's see if I can do it in a different way. Call me. Let's see. Somebody put the phone number on there. Let me know if it works for you. It's not working for me. Yeah, I don't see it either. It doesn't show up on my screen. Thank you, Lisa. Somebody put the phone number on there, okay? 425-583. There you go. Thank you, Robert. Now I'm going to go ahead and pin that number so that you can see it. Give me a call. I want to rock with you. Yeah. All night. Rock you into the sunlight. I want to rock. Oh, what is going on? What's going on, man? Thank you for calling the Dennis Herrera Show. How are you doing today, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Dennis? Bernie, how you doing?
We're still fighting, baby. You know how we do.
I'm good.
What you want to add for us?
No, nothing. I'm just saying that I'm still going to do through 2030, regardless of who wins the 2026.
Well, absolutely. I'll be with you, bro. You know that. You know I got your back. You
to be honest with you, all those candidates, I saw the ballot the other day. It's like 40 something people running for the primary. Honestly, I don't see. All I saw was a bunch of clowns and not really no potential people for 2030. But may the best winner win in 2026.
Yeah. Yeah, this November.
I'm not worried about 2026. I'm worried about 2030. Whoever wins and whatever they do, that's You're
going for the position. Period.
But I'm going for the position. Period, because I got to make changes that will benefit me for my businesses and at the same time benefit the presidents of California. So
yeah. But the guys that are the Hilton guide is actually doing that for businesses as well. Especially I think what was it, farmers? Because I think he has a farm. Is because I saw him with some chickens. I don't know if that's the whole farm, but I mean, if he's fighting for that, the one thing that I say is this. I don't mind Democrat, Republican. I think competition is fantastic. And if we can just have Republican versus Republican, well, even better. What I want to see who can fight the best to who can do the best for the state. Instead of just like, oh, this is my policy. No, I want to see if you guys have the same policies. I want to see whose ideas are better, and that's what you want to vote on. So if you want to challenge these guys, I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, I got your back, brother.
I mean, I'm not really going to challenge. I'm saying 2026 is whoever wins, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying 2030 is mine,
Oh,
regardless of who I'm going to face against. So, I'm going to go. I'm facing Newsom's, Pelosi's, Browns, because you got to remember one thing. At the end of the day, those families have a strong hold on who wins. So they make the final decision of who takes the position. You got to remember that.
yeah, yeah,
They've had a strong hold in that over 50 years. So
yeah.
they they ain't gonna release that piece of the pie that easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You know what I noticed too, though, is that it's not just like the way that the only reason why I would run for any position in government is because I truly love the people and I really want to see people prosper. Ever since I was a little kid, I have never been jealous of others having more than me. I've always, yeah, do I want the things that they have? Of course. But I've never been envious or look at them as evil people. I always wish them more. I always bless them. This is the way that I was raised in, biblically, in the church. And so even if somebody was getting a ride from a nice car from their family, and I had to walk in the dirt under the midday sun, and be thirsty and hungry, bro, all those pains and sufferings when I was a kid, man, I never ever was envious of somebody that had everything that I wanted. And I think about the people the same way. Like if I walk into your house and you have a mansion, it doesn't mean shit to me. I will compliment you because it looks beautiful, absolutely. But it won't change me as a person to say, okay, this is what I want. No, it makes no difference to me. If I can go down in history, as they say, as the man that saved Washington State, that is enough for me. It is a legacy that I can live to my children. And hopefully this be something that will encourage them to become a better person and to help others in need. And I think that to me is the biggest accomplishment. And that's the reason why I would run for government. But if it was just because I want to go get $225,000 a year pay, yeah, I don't need to be a governor for that, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a career politician. I want to be able to fight for the people with a true heart. And, that's just the way that I am. And maybe a lot of people won't appreciate it, but the ones that do appreciate it, just like they do in my channel, they make me feel like $1,000,000, brother. And I'm telling you, I know what your vision is. You told me your ambition, and I support it 100%. I think you'll be a fair man. Period.
I mean, I know when I start making changes, a lot of people are not like. There's people that are not going to like me cutting off funds to people that are just living off of welfare check and stuff like that. But they got to get back to work. A lot of those people are a lot stronger than me and you.
Yeah.
They got better health.
Yeah.
Those people are a lot. You got back problems. I got issues, but I don't let issues get in the way of me to get the job done.
Right.
A lot of people are still a lot more healthier between me and you.
Yeah.
So, they're not gonna like what I'm gonna do, but it's not what they like. It's what benefits California.
Yeah.
We gotta make California, nice and clean, because, it's embarrassing that people from other countries of the world fly out here, and it's all dirty.
They turn it into a third world country where they come from. That's it. They bring that bad culture. They have made poverty. You can be poor and clean, but they have made poverty a dirty living, and that's the new culture that they have. It's a whole culture. Like, you can have a lot of Hispanics like us, right? We're not going to throw the garbage on the ground. We're going to hold on to this garbage until we find a garbage can. We come from an educated part, of society. And I don't mean educated as in maybe you have a master's or a doctor's degree. No. You are respectful. You are civilized, as much as people don't like that word, but you're civilized and you got manners, and you think with common sense. We don't want to live in dirty community, so we're not going to make it dirty. People that come from third world countries come from a poverty level that is so deep that they believe that is the culture, and they cannot assimilate here, especially when they move to an area where there's more of them. They will never change.
Have you ever heard the saying in Spanish? La pobreza no está peleada con la limpieza.
No,
No, that's a Spanish saying that
it makes sense though. Yeah.
Poorness is not fought between cleanliness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I shared a story about when I was back in 2005. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. Dude, I have no money for extra stuff, but I have food in the house. I kept my house nice and clean. When my kids came to visit me, they thought I was rich, and I'm just like, if you knew that your mom actually takes 50% of my check and she has more money than me, you wouldn't be saying that I'm rich, you know. But it was cleanliness, you know, that my children saw, you know, and that's just the difference between me and other people, you know, that are in my situation. So you can have a lot of poor Hispanics here, and but if they have manners and they're educated, I feel guilty throwing garbage. If I got a napkin in my hand and I don't want it in my car, I feel guilty to roll down the window and throw it out. I just can't do it. It has to stay in my car until I get to a place where I can dispose of that garbage. You know what I mean?
All right, brother. It was
Hey,
good talking to you.
thank you for calling, man. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well over there with the family. And God bless and prosper you and your family.
All right, I'll see you in. Well, you're going to be running this year.
No, this year is not. 28 is for me. 30 for you, 28 for me.
Well, if we do run, we come across paths, and you do win. You come to California expecting California's going to be a lot different from whatever it was. So
Yeah, I'm hoping for it. I really hope that by then, brother, we're gonna have a real good podcast. If I don't give up before then, I gotta fight it, bro. Every day I gotta fight it. But I hope to have a good podcast so that we can talk the truth, man, and try to educate our Latinos out there that are still believing that it's okay to be illegal in this country.
no. We gotta do things the right way. We can stop being, you know. All right.
100%. Thanks for calling, man. Be blessed.
All right. Take care. All right.
Later.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, the phone line works. You guys can call in and ask a question. Here we go. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Hi, Dennis. This is Shelby. I'm the one that just subscribed.
Oh, Shelby, one of the strong women in my channel. I love having strong women coming into my channel. Thanks for subscribing, love.
Thank you. I really enjoy your show, man. You're very intelligent, and I really wish you the best in your running. I really hope you win. I've got a cousin that lives up in, I guess, I don't really know how to pronounce it. I think it's Mukilteo.
Yeah, Mukilteo. Yeah.
Yeah, on the Puget Sound.
Yeah, that's right next to my city, Everett.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. It's cold up there.
Yeah, but right now it's actually warm. I think we're like in the mid 60s right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and we're supposed to get a frost tonight. It's like back and forth with the weather.
Yeah, I think it's colder where you are. It gets cold over here, but there's a weird thing here in Washington State, and I think that not every state is like this. See, Washington State, it's divided right in the middle by a what we call the mountain loop. It is a big line of mountains that divides the northwest part of the state with the eastern part of it. And from these mountains to the east, you're gonna go from green to brown desert.
Oh, wow.
And then from the mountains to here, you're gonna go from green all the way to the ocean. So it's like, you know, that they're both different, but for some reason, it seems like Democrats are on this side and Republicans are on the other side. That's just the way. That's just the way the map looks.
Kind of the same in Idaho, isn't it?
Yeah. That's pretty much. I think the northern part of Idaho is going to be like Spokane, the eastern side of Washington, and then it will get green as you go in.
Right.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I'm looking forward to summer. I am from southeastern Virginia, so being up here in Pennsylvania, I'm just like, burr.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you again. Best of luck. God bless you and your family, and I'm rooting for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. God bless you and your family as well. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. All right. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye. Don Mitch is in Arlington. Right on, brother. Yeah, right now I'm at the what's this park called? It's just north of Marysville. This is where I come and take pictures of the great blue heron. As a matter of fact, I brought my camera, Don Mitch. I brought my camera, or is it Don Mitch or Don Michael? I can't tell on that, but it's Don Mitch, Don Mitch 3332. All right, my Arlington brother over here. That's great, man. That's good to hear. Chad Lips, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, you know what, Chad Lips? I don't know. I don't know why. When I saw you come into my channel last night, I think it was, or the day before, you know, I got this feeling of telling people. Now, I don't want you to to think that I'm trying to say violence, but I got this feeling of saying that we need to be ready to protect each other. I know that people are all over the place, but as make America great. A lot of people they think it's a racist things, MAGA, whatever. To me, is literally fighting for our country, for our rights, for our way of life. I love the American way. People think that Americans don't have a culture. Let me tell you something. If you think that white people are the only Americans, number one, I think you're either ignorant or you're racist. But here's the cultural American. If I'm gonna say white people, this is what I think. And every state might be different. But when I think of the American culture, I always think. Listen to this, and it's weird. I know it's gonna sound racist, but I'm gonna categorize white people. This is the way that I see white people, Americans. Okay, not the blacks, not the Hispanic American, just the white people here. I see a lot of American flags. That's what I see. American flags, a nuclear family. Hold on. You can come in a little bit. Come in a little bit. I see husbands and wives raising kids. I see Americans, I'm talking about the white people now, hardworking, innovative, investing, and they have great family values. Barbecues, here we go. Burgers, hot dogs, and beer. That's what I see American culture. The house with the white picket fence, fantastic. And then we get the mix of other different cultures and different states. And then now we got some barbecue ribs. And then we got the black Americans. You see, everybody that is an American is part of the same culture. Now we can divide them by groups and we can say we're prejudiced or segregate or whatever. How else can you say it without actually saying somebody's white, brown, or black or whatever? You have to say it sometimes. But what I will point out is this. All of the southern states, because of the little history, somebody become Don Mitch, you became a member? Right on, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that support. I'm glad that you're here in Washington. We gotta meet. We gotta meet. Summer's coming. James Patterson is also here in Washington. We're gonna make some time. We're gonna make some time to enjoy a burger together and share this dream that we have to protect Washington State. But you have all this, people from the South, the gumbo, the barbecues. Everybody has a different flavor of barbecues and this and that. But regardless if when you put whites and blacks together and you put a lot of the Hispanics, because remember the American-Mexican Revolution, right? We have a lot of Hispanic heritage in here, and then you got the Native Americans. This is the American culture. Like, this is theirs. The barbecue, the burgers, the hot dogs, the beer, some moonshine. I heard that was bad, but some, Tennessee whiskey. Remember the song, Tennessee whiskey. The Americans have a culture. But the biggest thing that I love the most about the American culture is the way they wave their freaking American flag. It is fantastic. It is inspirational. It is amazing. And I'm telling you that you think I'm brown nosing. Fuck you if you think that I'm brown nosing. I'm going to tell you, when I was in Honduras, I love waving the Honduran flag. It shows that I was a great patriot. And I love Honduras. There is poverty there. The country is amazing. It is beautiful. We got good people, bad people. And the difference is this. I never became a traitor of my country. Because one thing that will turn you into traitor, oh man, I forgot about the apple pie, the Chevrolet classics. Yeah. Baseball, the American, oh man, I apologize. I meant no disrespect. There's a lot of things in the American culture. Absolutely. But I never disrespect my flag. You see me when I do my lives, right, at my home/studio. I have my Honduran flag on my left side. That's where I was born, right? And I got my American flag on the right side. The difference is I never disrespect the Honduran flag. And I didn't just leave the country illegally. We waited for 5 years to get a chance to have an interview to go to the American embassy. We went there 2 times, failed. The 3rd time they said, welcome to the United States of America. And I'm very grateful for that. So I never betrayed my country. I still honor my country. And if anything, because I have respected the law here ever since we came here, even before we came here, we have respected the law, honored this country. We also bring that honor back to the country where I was born. That's how it works, and that's what I believe. So when I think of Americans, yes, baseball is going to be in there. But now soccer. We have soccer now. Soccer has to be integrated on there. And then, of course, now we have the Asian, the Chinese, the Thais, and, all this thing. Hey, Carlos Ramos, how are you? Now we have all these other, ethnicities and all these other nations that have joined us. We got little Chinatowns. We got little Mexico. We got little German towns. We got all these nice little niches everywhere that we can go and visit and experience a little bit of that. You know what I haven't really enjoyed? The experience of Muslims from Africa and the Middle East. Have you seen the areas where they have become just all Muslims? It is a 3rd world country, like literally. And they just, man, I don't know. It's borderline racist, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But I really mean it. Now we got Latin cuisine. We got Latin cuisine from Mexico, from Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Yeah, the same. Costa Rica, Salvador, Panama. We got some Brazilian barbecues and all this other stuff. That's right, Don Mitch. You got the special emojis. I don't want to make it sound like we should be divided. No, on the contrary. What I'm saying is that nobody should be hating white people. Nobody should be hating black people. Nobody should be hating Hispanics. Everybody that is an American citizen should fight for this country. And I said this before, if you don't go and serve in the military, if you don't fight for this country in the military or whatever, you can always go by supporting those who are fighting for us in the military. We can be supporting of the Constitution of Washington State, of Oregon. Every state has a constitution, but we also must respect the United States of America's Constitution. I think that's very important, and some people don't think of that. All right, let's see. We have Sia Factor, says Jason Martin. I don't know who messed up. Somebody stepped on doo-doo, and they got kicked. All right, now go ahead. If you were calling, go ahead and call me back. Yeah, I was in the middle of talking. When I'm in the middle of talking, I can't take the phone call, okay? Remember, I'm using my second phone in there. 100% facts. Oh man, go ahead and give me a call if you were calling. I can call you back since if you want, but I'd rather you call in. I don't want to mess with your numbers. Just so you know, I delete the numbers when you guys call in. So at the end of the day, I delete everything. Unless you tell me to save your number and then we can stay in contact, and that's different. Okay, that's different. Hey, Princess Amor E1. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. All right, here's something interesting. I was listening to, I guess there is like this reporter that went on and asked a couple of teenagers. Now, I'm not sure if they were in the United States of America, but the questions was this. Never mind. If I remember, I will tell you. Okay? Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Hold on. You support Trump?
100%. I think you're in the MAGA country channel.
I'm a what?
You're in a MAGA country channel.
I was assuming by the hat. Why do you still support him?
Yeah, I've been talking about it all day. He has he has the policies that I believe in.
What policy agenda did he run on? He ran on his personality.
America first. America first. No women in no men and women's sports.
These are all slogans that resonate with you, and he gives off a vibe that you.
Yeah, let's just say this.
Any policy in specific. Be honest when you say why you're supporting him. Don't say it's a policy, because I guarantee you can't name a Trump policy.
Border security is a policy.
That is not a policy.
It's a policy
that is a position.
No. Listen, I'll say. So you give me a policy. Give me a policy that Trump has.
He will not say his strategy when it comes to deal making, when it comes to anything with
Why would he do that?
Because he says that is giving away important strategic information.
Why would you think he needs to do that?
While Pete Hegseth is on fucking Signal, all these insecure, never before used apps that you're not supposed to use to communicate military information to his family.
One time, yeah.
Not that.
That's how we learn. That's how we learn. It was supposed to be secure.
Yeah,
nothing is perfect. That has been taken care of.
Why do you think that he is the least supported president of all time?
What are you talking about? He has 100% of support.
You look at his approval ratings; they're the lowest of any president.
That's in CNN. I don't believe polls hold that much. But give me a policy that you don't agree with.
Why? Give me well, I can't give you a policy I don't agree that he has.
Why not?
He has no policies.
Okay, see, that's your opinion.
He doesn't have any policies.
I just gave you two, and you said they're not policies.
No, those are slogans. Those are vibes.
Okay.
He's saying, I will.
That's why I support him.
The Democrats ran on securing the border as well. That's why the Republicans shot down the Democrat-made border bill that should have been bipartisan if Trump didn't say, no, shoot it down. So I had
and did you see what was in the bill?
He doesn't really care about immigrants. He uses
Did you see what was in the bill?
Red hair. Did I see what was in the bill?
Yeah,
yes,
did you see?
More funding for immigration judges. More funding for
it was billions of dollars for their pockets. It was for bullshit. That's why we don't support that.
See, I think you have a
confirmation
bias that you are backing by choosing new sources that agree with you instead of the ones that.
It sounds like that's what you're doing. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing.
I mean, people in cults tend to deflect.
Yeah, that's exactly how you're talking.
Members. I know a few real life cult members, and they are very, very similar to Mac.
Yeah, you talk just like them.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thanks for calling. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
What's up, player? What's going on, Dennis?
What's up, player?
Just chilling. I hate what you say on the internet. As a Christian person, as someone that's Catholic, as someone that believes in Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I can't support Trump, and I know you. I think you've said the same, right? You're supposedly a Christian, Jesus spirit.
Yeah, not a Catholic, but yeah.
So how can you reconcile that?
What do you?
Trump taking away food from people, taking away SNAP benefits from hungry babies and kids.
Do you know what the Bible says about that? What
I know what Jesus says about that, my
Uh-huh.
dog.
What did he say?
He says, "Fucking feed my poor, feed people, love people like you love me."
Yes, feed the ones that can't feed themselves, those who are needed. Help
And what-
help the
and
widows.
justify it.
It says help the widows, not the young women. The young women are to
It helps
remarry.
everybody. Oh, they should just starve them? Let them die.
The Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat.
So no. So just let them die. Huh? Not the Bible. That's the Old Testament, my dog.
And
Jesus.
how many people are dying of hunger here in this country?
Oh, a lot. You don't know about poverty? What do you
Yeah,
think
we
Congress
got
gonna-
food
what do you
banks.
think- what do
We
you-
got
what do
food
you think
banks. They
Trump's doing?
got food stamps. But tell me something. If you
No, we
if
don't.
you are
Literally, you just said it. No, Dennis, you just fucked up. You said they got food stamps.
You don't
No, they
listen.
Literally, they don't.
You don't listen.
Literally, they don't.
you don't listen.
You
So
said it.
number one,
You said it.
number one.
No, you said it.
I said what?
You
If-
said they have food stamps. No, they don't.
If they don't have
Because your
food stamps,
president-
there is food banks.
Your president wanted to give tax cuts to Israel, to Peter Thiel.
Please
to
stop
all these
stop
people
with
that don't
Israel.
need this.
Stop with Israel. Stop it.
Why?
Stop
Why?
it.
You're scared of Israel, huh?
Stop it.
You're not even.
No,
Yeah,
no,
see?
no, no. You have if you
You
haven't
don't
watched
care
my
about
channel
people.
long enough, if you
don't
haven't
care
watched my
about-
channel long enough,
I have.
then you're not
I
listening. Then you're not listening.
watch- Dennis.
If you don't
just-
listen, if you don't support Israel, you support Iran Islamic regime. It's that simple.
No, I support people.
No,
I
you
support
don't.
people.
Bullshit. You
I
gotta pick a
support
side.
No, you
Israel is our friend.
don't. No, it's not. Oh, do you know who killed JFK?
Oh, please. Was that a Israel? Was that
Do
Bibi
you
as
want me
well?
to educate you? Do you want me to educate
Was
you?
that Bibi?
No, it wasn't BB, but it's been a history of
Yeah,
them.
no shit. Who cares
Oh,
about
really?
that? That has nothing to do with anything.
It has everything to do with everything.
You started talking about people go starving to death. What
Yeah.
has that got to
What's
do
the
with
cause of
anything?
it? What's the cause of it? Do you know Israel has free college? Do you know Israel has free healthcare?
Tell me,
Why don't we have that? Why
tell
we
me
give
something. Do
millions
you
to
think
help
that people that are able to work should be on food stamps?
them? I think people that are hungry shouldn't be hungry.
No,
Bottom
they
line.
should starve if you don't
Bottom
work.
line. That's
Yeah.
that's a disgusting thing to say as a
No, you're a socialist. That's why you don't get it.
No, I
You
don't-
have
no,
to
I
be
grew up
able
poor.
to
I
work.
grew up
If you
poor.
have no
Compa,
incentive
compa,
to work,
compa. Like, I hear your accent. I know you probably didn't grow up like as good as.
it doesn't
you
matter
live now,
about my
right?
accent.
No, it does though because you're coming from a place.
Bro,
that's
listen, man. I'm
hungry.
gonna try not to insult you. Let's have a conversation, a real conversation, but don't be stupid, because then I'm gonna hang up on you.
Well, you don't be stupid. You're stupid.
I'm telling you. I ask you a question. Let's start with this. I'm asking you a question.
People,
I ask you a
told
question, and
Oh.
you answer with a retarded answer.
Okay,
I said,
retarded
if
answer
you
is
are
saying I don't
able
want
to
people be
work,
hungry?
listen. If you are able to work, and you don't work, you don't eat.
So we let people starve.
Because they're
People that
lazy.
touch the
If you
economy
don't
go
work, you don't eat.
What do you think these people that are getting cut off of food? Sorry.
And what happens when you run out of money? Why do you have to depend on the government? Why can you be independent? Why can't you be a real man and support your family?
I support my family.
Then shut the hell up.
Chips, my brother.
Then shut the hell up. If I don't
What do
work,
you mean?
my kids don't eat. So I can't make that
because I care
excuse.
about other people.
I don't care. Don't make
Because I
excuses for other people. See, I
No, I
love
should
other
care as a
people the
person.
way that I love myself.
You don't
And
love
because
your
I
neighbor.
love myself, I have to tell
No.
people that they gotta be responsible.
You don't love your neighbors. Just say that. Simple as that. You're selfish. You care about you first. And
Okay.
that's fine. You can have that.
Okay.
But you just got to be honest about it, right?
Okay.
We disagree on that point.
Sure.
I care about
Sure.
Okay. Perfect.
You
Then-
care about feeding the lazy people. Good job, buddy.
Yes, I know. I
Good
care
job at
about
running a country that's going to destroy itself. And what happens when there is no more money? What happens when people don't want to work anymore? How are you going to support each other? You're going to be the
How much-
death of everybody with that
Hey,
mentality.
How much are we spending on?
Hey, why don't you
Iraq
ask
on the
Venezuelans why they were having so much hunger? Why 8 million people left Venezuela? Go ahead and tell me that, smarty pants.
game? No, you keep changing the subject. Let's talk about that.
I don't
So
have
you're
patience
okay-
for you, bro.
Why?
2 Thessalonians 3:10, for even when we were with you, we gave you this rule, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat.
Okay, do you want me to pull up scripture about Jesus saying about feeding the poor, love your neighbor?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
do the same thing.
Yeah, go
I do
ahead.
the same thing.
I love my
do the same
neighbor.
thing.
So what do you do when you love your neighbor?
You take care of them.
No. How do you take care of them?
You go, don't eat. You go, you should deserve to
No,
die.
no, no.
That's
Tell
what
me,
you
how
do,
you
Dennis.
take care of me?
That's what you say.
Go ahead and tell me.
That's what you say.
Absolutely.
Dennis.
That's what I would expect you to do to me. Hey,
That's
Dennis,
disgusting.
you're able to work.
I wouldn't do that.
Let me tell you. Hey, hold on. Let me tell you the difference.
Hey, I'm gonna work out, brother. You have a good day.
Okay, go work out, dumbass. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. If you are handicapped, and I don't mean this as an insult, okay? Let's say, for example, me, right? I got arthritis in my lower back. Let's say I just can't walk anymore, and I just can't go do the jobs that I can do, okay? If you are disabled, by all means, I am all for you getting help. If somebody is struggling, and these people call in here so ignorantly, they don't know I have fed thousands of people. I have clothed thousands of people. These people are stupid. This is what pisses me off about the ignorance of the socialist idiots. They think that by giving people everything they want, that they're helping. But they're not. They're not helping. They're destroying the people. That's why poverty, the more money you throw at it, the more it multiplies. The more money and housing you provide for the homeless, the more homeless you get in your city. It is a proven fact. If you are retired, I want you to have money. You should get free healthcare when you're retired. You should get free food when you're retired. Of course I want you to get all that. If you're a female, I will tell you, don't have sex. Wait until you're 18. Wait until you can make your own decisions. Become independent. When the right man comes along, create a family. But we don't do it that way. We don't listen. We want to be rebellious. We want to be sinful. We want to go do all these bad things. And at some point, you got to hold yourself accountable for it. Listen, I started very young. 19 years old, I had my first child. I paid 50% of my check. And if I had 2 jobs, I paid 50% of both jobs. I had 3 jobs, and I was paying 50% from every job that I was working. So I paid the price. I know what it's like to be disobedient. I know what it was like to be rebellious. And I can tell you right now that if you don't correct the mentality of the poor, they will stay poor for the rest of their life. And when there's nobody to give them anything, they will die. Give a man a fish and teach him how to fish. That's how it works. If a woman made a mistake, we'll take care of you. We'll help you out. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 mistakes? Are you kidding me? How can you not learn your lesson? Why are you making children if you can't support them? If you're a female, why are you spreading your legs if you're not ready to be a mother? If you're a male, why are you out there trying to get a female when you're not ready to become a father? You listen to this hip hop and gangster rap and all this other corrupted music. Talk about tricks and hoes. Talk about bitches ain't shit. Oh, women, lick my back and lick this and that. Take that. What the? What? What are you talking about? You come over here and just point the verses of the Bible that you like. You just can't do that. Unless somebody comes into my life and they say, hey, Dennis, listen, man, I know you're working your ass off. I know you're doing what's best for your family. If somebody wants to come in and bless me and gives me help and gives me money, well, God bless you. To God be all the glory. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and be like, okay, hey, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I don't go on the side of the freeway to beg for money. I don't beg. I work to earn a living. You think doing this here for hours every day? You think this is easy? If it is and you're great, fantastic. Do it. Do it. If you can do what I do, go on and do it. It's not that easy. You think it is, but it's not. Listen, I am not one of those leftist guys or those paid podcasters that has a script of things to read and blah, and all they do is take phone calls all day. And it doesn't matter if the people give them facts in script, and they will not listen to anything that is not on that script. I gave him a chance. I said, okay, I know it sounds harsh the way I talk, but that's because I'm very direct. If I love you as I love myself, I'm going to tell you that the way you're living is not good. That if you're a criminal, you're going to jail. If you're popping out babies, you're irresponsible. And you are responsible for the consequences that come from making those children. Because if those children are grown without a mother and a father in their home, you are responsible for their behavior, for the bad things that they will bring to this country. You got to think with common sense. Thank you, Cutting Edge, for that scripture, bro. It's biblical. Jesus Christ was very specific. Help the poor. It doesn't say sustain them. It says help. Here's a Big Mac. That's help. It's not every day. Hey, here's a burrito. Here's a Big Mac. Here is a steak. Hey, here's another burrito. Here's another Big Mac. Hey, here's another steak. That's not how you help the poor. How do you help them? By being beggars full time? By being dependent on welfare when they can go and get their own shit? It is very specific. Jesus says go help the widows. But if you are young, remarry. You got to go out there and make a living. The Bible doesn't say you can become poor and that's your career. The Bible doesn't say that. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? I will say this. I know I am investing a lot of my time, and the reason why my wife supports me, she knows everything that I do is for my children and for her. Once I'm gone, I hope that by the time God takes me from this earth, I did my job and I left her with something nice. Period. I am investing in the future. If I find that doing this sort of entertainment and giving you information and my opinion and having to interact with you, if this is not paying the bills, I got to go get a job. But if I am lacking, if I am doing without, that's my choice. That's my choice. So don't make excuses for people that want to raise families on welfare. Let me give you something. There is a woman. She has 3 kids. The husband died. The woman is disabled. She can't work. But she does what she can. And what she tries to do is to make sure that her children get an education so that when they're older, they can take care of her. That's how life works. That is how life works. You don't want to create poor dependence. Is that correct to say? Don't depend on the government. Should you need it for help? Okay, but don't depend on it. You gotta fight for what you want. You gotta suffer sometimes for what you want. You know what the hardest thing is when you're young and you start dating? This is why you shouldn't start dating until we're older. Everybody knows, if you're my age or older, you know what I'm talking about. Even if you're in your 30s and you made the same mistakes that I did, you know what I'm talking about. So if you decide to date at a young age, the hardest thing to do is to not touch each other. Our flesh is weak. The hardest thing is not to touch each other. And then you started seeing this in the last 3 decades. At least I did. People used to shame you if you slept with a bunch of men. Now women shame you if you're still a virgin. Men shame you if you're still a virgin. But I say to people, if you are a virgin, you're a better man than me. At 50 years old, I wish I was a virgin. And the only reason why I say I wouldn't have any kids is because I wouldn't want to be responsible for them. But because I have my kids, I am responsible for them. It is a decision that I took. I'd rather have no kids. Why? Because I see where this world is going. And I don't like it. I don't want my children to suffer. My youngest is 13. But I don't want them to suffer like I did. But if that's God's will, I also have to submit to the idea that that's exactly what's going to happen. I believe that we are just passengers in this life. Children are loaned to us by God. And we are responsible for the way that they turn out. But when they get to a certain age, they're responsible for themselves and how they choose to live their life. This guy is more worried about going to the gym to work out, probably just to sit there and look at himself in the mirror. I've seen so many of them at the gym myself. But we're not going to be paying for the sins of our fathers, nor will our fathers pay for the sins of the sons. If we all believe in God, and it doesn't mean you have to stop being courageous or standing up for what you believe in, fight for what you need to fight for. But if you wait until you're of age to get married, if you make it to the altar as a virgin man and woman, your future is going to look better than anybody else's. If you wait to get married until you are a whole person, then you're ready to be married. Let me say this differently. You may have heard sometime in your life, my wife is my better half. But let me tell you something. You can't have a marriage with a half a man and a half a woman. A marriage has to be one complete man, responsible, knows to be faithful to his wife, knows what he wants, and he will die for that woman. A woman has to be whole, not wanting to be with another man. Has to know that they have to have a house and she needs to take care of it. They are thinking they're going to do what they got to do, but two whole people make one marriage, not a half. I know the saying, but that's the problem. Sometimes people marry somebody because they say, you know what? It's the opposite of me. Opposites attract. I get it. But where, I have my problems because my ex did this and that. And then the other guy's like, yeah, well, my ex did the same things to me, and that's why I don't want that. And we're the perfect match because our exes did the same things to us and they hurt us, and now we can heal each other. But guess what? No, you're not. You're not going to heal each other. I don't know why I'm preaching now. but you're not going to heal each other. You got to be able, if you had a relationship before, you got to be able to say, you know what? I don't think about it. Doesn't bother me. I am my own person. Yeah, it hurt at the time, but it doesn't hurt anymore. I am healed. Now you can say, I'm looking for somebody with the same mentality. And the best thing that you can do is say, if God is above both of you, you're ready to get married. You're ready to get married. Listen, I know I'm a preacher by nature. But the reason why I don't say that I'm out there an evangelical preacher or anything like that is because I'm not perfect. I don't fit the role, the responsibility. I don't fit the character that it takes to be a pastor or a deacon. I just don't fit. I'm a sinner. I'm an imperfect human being. But I'm a person like Paul that I have to fight every day to be a better person. Some people don't know what that means. Thank you, Dave. Very much agree with what you're saying. And when people like the last guy don't agree, they just talk over you and confuse topics instead of standing. You know, I feel sad. I feel bad for these people. You know, I feel bad for these people because they don't understand. You know, if you want to help society, okay, what do? You can go and feed the hungry. But you gotta, if you really want to help, you gotta go help them. I'm gonna bust your bubble right now. I'm gonna bust your bubble right now. There are Christians that go, I know because I've done this with them. They go and they feed people. And that's it. They think they help. Maybe a little. Maybe they help a little. And there's Christians that go and they feed the persons and they clothe the persons. And they said, God loves you. Let me pray for you. God wants you to be independent. God makes you whole in the name of Jesus Christ. And you pray for them. And if they accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, and they really believe it, you help that person. Just giving somebody food is not helping. It is a little help, but it's not really helping. You're making them dependent on that help. You can hate me and judge me for whatever, but let me tell you something. One time I went to downtown Seattle, and I went through a drive-thru. And there is this guy, he was already drunk. This guy goes over there. He's like, hey, man. It's like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want food. I just need $5 so I can go buy me another beer. Man, I was like, you know what, man, here's $10. Go buy your beer. You know what, I appreciated that he came at me honestly. To where there's others that are just begging for money. They say for food, you give them money and they go buy drugs. Let me close this segment with saying this. The government, the socialist, Democrat government, see, they believe, like the last caller, they believe that the way that you help people is by giving them free housing, by giving them free food, by giving them free, safe drugs, by giving them abortions. And they throw billions of dollars to these things, and all they do is make it worse. Homelessness has multiplied vastly. The more socialist Democrats bring free money, free drugs, free housing, what do you think they're going to do? They're not going anywhere. They're not going to say, I need a job. It's very rare when somebody does. Now, I will give credit. I think it's called I Heart Seattle. It's an organization that goes out to these homeless campments, okay? And they grab people that want help to get away from drugs and get their lives back. They grab them, no drugs. We'll help you out. That's helping. Drug-free, 6 months, 7 months, 12 months, a year. They got a job. They got a place to live. They're paying bills. They still get help, food. They still get that. They still get free health care. Fantastic. 100% I'm for it. 100%. And it works. It works. We throw billions of dollars to our education system. You know what happens? Our kids become dumber. 47% cannot read at their grade level between 3rd and 8th grade. But they keep throwing billions of dollars at the problem. The problem is not the funding. The problem is the quality of teachers. See, listen, no offense to teachers, but the laziest people want to become teachers. I want you to understand something. And please, if I say it the wrong way, I apologize. But I want you to understand this. This is what I believe. This is what I have experienced from teachers. Okay, you ready? My teachers have been second parents to me. My teachers have been so amazing, and they taught me, and they were patient with me, and they helped me graduate high school. I went to a level of mathematical calculus, chemistry. I did the highest classes that you can do in high school while working full-time at my age. No help from parents on my 11th, 12th grade. No family support. Those teachers love to teach, and they help build men and women. The teachers today, these socialist people, these crazy ass people, they just want to be teachers because it's the easiest degree that they can get. But they lack the real skills that teachers need to have. This is why they fail. This is why they wanted, what's it called? What's the racist theory? I can't remember the damn name. I've always been against it. Racial theory, I think is what's called. Yeah, right? Something like that. Something racial. And then they started indoctrinating into this whole LGBTQ. Now they're indoctrinating into socialism in schools. Let me tell you, I went to my kid's school and I said, I looked around, not one American flag. And I looked around and all I saw was rainbow flags. And I said, what the hell is going on here? I said, where's the American flag? What the hell is going on with putting LGBTQ flags in the schools? That's not supposed to be allowed in school. Where's the American flag? I went there later over a month later. And there was no LGBTQ flag in there no more, and there was an American flag. I'm not saying that they changed because I said that. But I'm glad. I'm glad they did that. Here is something that many people don't even know. It seemed like I was the only one that had this problem. But they had an event. My previous son was graduating from this middle school to the next level. And they brought in this black lady to sing the black national anthem. And I thought, okay, what the hell is a black national anthem? I don't know of any country that's called black. I don't know of any country that's called white. I don't know of a country called rainbow. But doggone it, there is a country called the United States of America. And that's the national anthem that we sing in this country. And I sat there with my camera ready to take some photos. And I'm like, what the hell is a black national anthem? What the hell is that? So racist. You know, we have civil we had a civil rights movement. People fought to stop segregation. And yet, socialist Democrats want to keep segregating people. It is crazy that the Democrat Party is the creators of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. It is the party that wants slaves. They fought to keep slaves. They're racist. They use the black communities, and some black Americans tell me all the time, 70 years later, they're still voting for these idiots. Only a black person can say that, apparently. 70 years later, the black community is still voting for a racist party that hates them. It is unbelievable. You know, there was a lot of black people that understood that it was the white people that were dying for slaves to be free. More white men than blacks were dying to free the slaves. That's not something that every black person tells you. You have a choice. You know what the socialist Democrats do. You saw the big example of the guy that called me earlier. He thinks that the best way for this country to be successful is to enable people to stay on welfare instead of teaching them that it feels better to earn your money. Here was an interviewer. I was in the middle of telling you this. I'm glad I remembered. They said, and I'm going to end here in a little bit. The reporter went to a young teenager, and he says, "How old are you?" He says, "I'm 19." And she says, "Do you work?" He says, "Yes." He says, "But first I have to go to school." And he said, "How you get to school?" "Well, I take 2 commuters. It takes me about an hour to get there. But I got to get off on time to go work my part-time, come home, and cook for my father because my mother died. So it's just me and my father. And my father works double shifts sometimes. So by the time he comes home, I got to have the dinner ready for him. And he says, the lady asked him, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The guy said, I'm a Republican. And then they go and talk to another teenager. The guy is the same age. Listen to this. The lady says, do you work? He says, no. He's over there packing some smokes. Packing. Just packing the smokes. You know what that means. And she says, oh, you go to school? She says, no. She said, well, if you don't go to school, how come you don't go to work? He says, I don't need to. Oh, he's like, oh, you're on welfare? He's like, yeah, we're on welfare. He says, oh, so who do you live with? He said, oh, I live with my girl and our 2 kids and her mother. And he says, I don't care. As long as I have welfare, we're good. He says, but I don't care. If I don't have it, I'll just get a job. And she says, well, why don't you just get a job anyway? He says, what for? I don't need it. They ask him for the party. He says, I'm a Democrat. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It seems like the Republicans are real conservatives. It seems like the conservative side has the common sense that the conservative side has the responsibility. I'm not saying that they're perfect, but they're the ones that believe that earning a living is honorable. The mentality of the young man that says, I got to go to the gym and work out. I got to go work out in the gym. He confuses helping the poor and the needy with support them. Help is temporary. Support is permanent. Everything in life has a connection. Tariffs are temporary. Local taxes are permanent. Dating is temporary. Marriage is permanent. That's the way it works. Whether people follow that rule or not, it's always independent. You see what I'm saying? Parables. You can always compare everything with everything else. Man, what a wonderful Saturday. Guys, as much as I love you and I enjoy here talking with you, hey, number one, thank you for the likes. We hit 142 likes on the video. Thank you for the $17 super chat. I was on cheap super chats, but thank you for doing your effort. Thank you for the jewels. I don't know what the hell they do still. I still don't know what the hell that is. But thank you for that. I think it shows support. Don't Mitch says kids are child support till 18 years old. Man. Man, I paid 22 and a half years, my friend. 22 and a half years. And I love my kids, man. I love my children. Let me tell you, my oldest is, I think he just turned 30. That's such a horrible father. I think he just turned 30 or 31. But I talk with him once in a while. And man, I love my son. And he loves me. And I'm so grateful to God. You know that? But then, I have my 2 kids with my wife. And which I have to go pick up now. But we are so blessed. We really are. We have our struggles, just like everybody else. We got our finances problems here and there. Sometimes it's lack of responsibility from my end. And sometimes it's just, it has to happen. It is what it is. Gas is affecting everybody. It does affect me, but I got to do what I got to do, and I believe that what we're doing in Iran is the right thing for our country and for their people. I think that right now everybody can look at us really bad with the evil people and this and that. They can say whatever the hell they want about us. But we know that they've been saying this about us from day one. They say that there was going to be a Great Depression and a big recession with the tariffs. It was wrong. They lied. They say that the stock market was going to crash. It hit the highest ever in history. They said that we were going to be taken over by Venezuela. Well, we got that leader away, and now we're friends with Venezuela. They lied about that as well. They lied about fishing boats. We know that there were drug boats. How do we know? 90% down. Drugs coming into our country. That's how we know that's true. So let me tell you something. If you don't understand Trump, nobody does. And the reason for that is because we can't speculate. But what I can tell you is this. He is doing everything that he is supposed to do. Remember what I said about the G7 summit? The leftist media said that he was a coward for leaving early because he couldn't stand being next to powerful people. Remember that. And what happened? Boom, nuclear facility obliterated by the stupendous and magnificent work of our soldiers, our Air Force, and all these beautiful people that got the strike set up and everything. We are on the right path. We don't want to go too tough on Putin right now. We got to play it easy. We can't go tough on China right now. We got to play it easy. And I hate saying these things because they do listen. They listen to all of us. All of us. But let me just say it. The Golden Dome. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Oh, I wish I could tell you more about that. God bless you, man. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you guys. Love you all. Don Mitch, thank you so much, man, for subscribing. Can't wait for us to get together. I got a couple of people here in Washington. I think maybe 5 people that I know of. Maybe you and James Patterson is going to be the ones that are going to be that we're going to be sharing a barbecue with, hopefully, this summertime. I really hope that we get together. Thank you guys for the likes. Again, thank you for the subscribing. Thank you for becoming members. You guys are fantastic. I love you all. And I will see you on the next one. No, I don't have beautiful music to play for you before I leave because I'm in my car. Mobile One. With that being said, I got to go pick up my wife. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA to all of you, brothers and sisters. My love to you. From me and my wife to yours and your family. Be good.